Okay, hey, so I got to do a little test stream, some testing of some streams and some technology and stuff for the new setup for the Pizza Fund. Because unfortunately, we have been going through a little problem with the Pizza Fund. Have you guys heard about the Vimeo and the Pizza Fund and Comedy She-Man? So we've got a new setup going, powered by InfoWars. PodAwful, presented by InfoWars. This was predicted. This was in the great holocrons of PodAwful. So anyway, in order to test all this out, and I have no idea if any of this is working or not right now. Anyway, let me know in chat. We're going to watch a little bit of the fallout from our Monday episode, okay? So we covered Nick Rekieta's giant meltdown against Keanu Thompson. And it turns out Nick watched the episode, which is crazy. I didn't really think he was going to do that. But somebody managed to get him to talk about it on his live stream. Take a look at this.
James Gardner, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Did I hear what Citizen M said about me on PodAwful? No, not really.
Okay, so no, not really, so, which makes it sound like no. But then it turns out, yes, actually.
Did I hear what Citizen M said about me on PodAwful? No, not really. I heard some like little bits of it, but I was in the shower, so I don't know.
Okay, so he's watching PodAwful in the shower. Is Ape there? Is our wife there? There better not be any funky business going on. I don't know if you're, jamming up some sort of special treat for Aaron while you're in there, but I don't want to be involved. He's watching PodAwful in the shower. If you're watching PodAwful in the shower right now, please do me the favor. Don't ever tell me about it. I don't want to know, okay? That's a man's privacy. It should never be discussed. Certainly not on the internet. Certainly not by my former lawyer, alleged former lawyer, actual blackface lawyer, Nick Rekieta. And he just leaves it at that. Oh,
there we go. Here we go.
Okay.
The final panel includes the logo with R and L, along with imagery of a gavel, money, and a screenshot with a caption that reads, "This dude looks like the only time he's gotten laid by his second cousin also has a micro penis." Oh, no. That's going to apply to me.
Okay, so I don't know what the story is there, but apparently micro penis applies to Nick. Anyway, so Nick's fingers are now turning blue. The entire internet's talking about this. Turns out the whole Whippets thing was true. We've got more follow-up from the Monday episode in this episode of PodAwful.
You're reading what a bunch of henchmen with a bunch of bloody knives allowed in this book, not what was written.
Calm down, buddy. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the program. I'm your host, Jesse P.S. This is PodAwful. Happy to be here. Hi, henchmen. Hello.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi, everyone.
I personally allowed those words in that book.
You did do that? Was on you? Okay. And we've got the live chat here as well. Hi, chat. This intro rocks, they say. Thank you so much for everything you guys are saying. There's a guy in chat named Citizen Hack Job. And this whole thing with my, exposing Citizen M, which, by the way, like, to me was nothing. That was like a fun little cherry on top of the... Did you guys think that was like a big deal?
I didn't.
Right? That was nothing to us.
Not at all.
The Dabbleverse, I guess, hates Citizen M. So Aaron covered it. People clipped it. It was being clipped by everybody. It's on everybody's clip channels. Citizen
But he's
M.
not a guy.
He's not a guy. Citizen M. If you didn't see it, by the way, the very end of the episode, if you left at the credits, okay, you should have reeled it back in. Never leave at the credit. The credits are a joke. It's a fake out. There's always some fun stuff at the end of the program. And so what happened was the entire episode was really just a troll on Citizen M to make him mad. If you don't know who Citizen M is, you're right. And then we tricked him into coming on air. He didn't know he was on air. We made him look foolish. It was a joke. I don't care. He's a child. He's like a little baby. So who cares what his opinions are on things? Apparently, the 45-year-old members of the Dabbleverse. Whoa. Try that again.
It's
The
a test
Dabbleverse. What'd you say, Dirt?
It's a test stream. It's fine.
Test stream. Guys, we're testing stuff. You might have noticed some camera stuff going on as well. The camera, unfortunately, RoboCam is busted right now, which kind of blows. So we are down a RoboCam. We can't do our dynamic setups and shots right now. Got to get that repaired. But anyway, Citizen M, everybody's been talking about this, and apparently this really hurt Citizen M's feelings too. I didn't think this was a big deal at all. I just want Citizen M to know that this was nothing to me. And I don't even think about him normally at all. I forget that he's even a member of this very audience, typically. However, Citizen M, then I guess in his rage that everybody was making fun of him for what happened, he decided to make a little video to make fun of Chris. Which, by the way,
I saw it, Jesse.
you saw the video?
Yeah, I did.
So here's another thing. Chris has become like a character of PodAwful. Now, if you don't know, Chris, and I don't even know what that comes from, by the way. I don't remember at all.
You just said it. We did it one day.
It just happened.
When Chris comes
It's
in,
one of those
we'll do a
things.
guitar.
It just
Yeah,
happens.
I don't know.
And a thing takes off. And if you don't know, Chris is a drifter. What he does is he watches every little show, and he's everybody's little guy. Okay? And so I thought it was funny at first to like slowly turn him into a PodAwful henchman where I ruin all the other shows for him. This is what PodAwful does. You know this. The people watching this know. You watch PodAwful, and then slowly but surely, everything else in your life starts to suck. PodAwful
True.
makes it
Worse.
Exactly. So, and then PodAwful's all you can watch. It's a bold strategy, but it works almost every time until somebody has a big baby freak out. So with Chris, you know, everybody's like, oh, this is a guy, this is a character. I see people type in random people's comments sometimes. They type Chris with all the eyes and stuff. Chris is this character where he was watching all the and he still does, watching all the worst shows out there, but I have just sort of brainwashed him into becoming a mostly PodAwful guy. And by the end of the year, Chris will no longer be watching any other programs. I know you're still this is true. I know
I'm
you're still
on a couple. I'm trying. Yeah.
Well, you're still what? You're still watching a little bit of Blade.
Oh, I watch all kinds of shit. I mean,
You watch a little. What else?
List all of them.
Let's list them. Let's list all the guys.
Not Eric. Come on,
guys. This is a test stream. Let's list the fucking guys. Come on, Chris.
Nightwave.
Well, that's,
Gateway.
no,
it doesn't
not
count.
any Nightwave. Soup
That
Party's
doesn't
probably my favorite show.
Soup Party.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays. If you don't know about Soup Party, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Even gay
Testing.
guitar guy. Even gay guitar guy doesn't like Soup Party. He says it all the time.
Nobody.
And I
likes
It's
agree.
Soup
true.
Party.
It's true.
Chris's whole thing is like I'm anybody's dog for a bone, and I'm just giving him the biggest meatiest bone that anybody's ever given him.
Thank you.
So slowly but surely he's hanging out on my front porch a little bit more often, you know when a stray just sort of becomes your dog de facto. That's what's going on here. So anyway,
Aw.
I guess I don't know if you already had some sort of personal beef with Sit M or not, but and this is so gay by the like, what show is talking about the guys that sort of watch it like this? I mean,
I know.
I feel, you know what it is? I might I might officially be Dabbleverse. I know.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. But you know, the whole my whole criticism of the Dabbleverse is it's just audience members pretending they have shows and talking about each other. And now here I am doing it after covering a Patrick Melton episode with, again, I come into all of this because of Nick Rekieta, and my only connection with Aaron Imholt is that he stole one of my goons one time. That's it. That's the only reason I've ever talked about Aaron Imholt. From the beginning, I said I refused to talk about him until he started pilfering from my content. But everybody's pilfering from me with Nick Rekieta. That's like, I'm number one with a bullet. It's not even close. It's not even close. Like by years. So anyway, that's my only interest in all of this stuff. But it is funny to me that this Citizen M, who's not a guy, according to him, which I've never heard a guy as a defense be like, I'm not a man. I'm not a fella. I got nothing down there. Trust me, guys, I'm smooth. And, you know, you hear his voice, you believe him. So I guess in his way of trying to, Jesse the Dabbler, take it back, take it back, take it back. The burgers verse, they say. It's not a jacket. Everybody, all right, I keep ignoring this. This is not a jacket. This is a full body jumpsuit, hinge suit, okay? It's not a jacket. You can't have the jacket. You know what? I'll make a jacket for you guys. All right? If you want one so bad, because I couldn't sell a full body jumpsuit, a henchman suit. That would be too cost prohibitive. I barely make any money off of the merch as it is. Like, if you spend $90, I maybe get 30 of that. Maybe. And that's a big maybe. It really depends on where you are and the shipping and everything. I'm eating the cost on a lot of this stuff. But anyway, one guy one time, I can't even remember what it was. He ordered the sweater. And he was in like Denmark or something. And I made 1 cent. That was the problem. It was that close to me going in the negative over that. Anyway, we'll figure something out for you guys. All right, we'll put something in the store. I got a lot of cool merch coming out. We got a comedy Shaman shirt on the horizon. Ooh. That's going to be a good one. You guys are going to love this Shaman shirt. Even if you're not into comedy Shaman, the shirt is very funny. And
I told Shaman about that shirt too.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that soon. And then I've also got if you guys are familiar with our classic Awful Ween episodes, I'm doing a whole series of Awful Ween Rufio merch, and we've already done the Buried Alive movie. Next, we're doing the Red Rooms movie. It's actually a sick design. Like, even if you have no clue what it is, it actually looks awesome. Anyway, working on that. That's all coming. PodAwful.shop. Citizen M, I don't know if he's got some sort of beef with Chris or not, but his way of trying to strike back at everyone laughing at him because of this little prank we pulled on him, his way of doing that was to make his own version of, like, Chris is being made to look the fool on PodAwful, as if there wasn't a 20-minute segment at the end of the show directly highlighting Citizen M being a dork. I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but since it is coming up now, let me see if I can find it. Citizen, because it actually is, I will give Citizen M this. He is a good editor. Okay?
Yeah.
He is a good editor.
Shorts
he is a good editor.
Channel.
You say it's under shorts, but I've got videos, playlists, and posts. I have no shorts. Is that unusual?
Here, I'll message it to you,
Yeah,
Jesse.
maybe do that, because I swear to God, I'm looking right at it, and there's no shorts whatsoever on...
There you go. I sent it to you.
Okay, thanks. Thank you very much. You were on it. Okay, so...
Jesse, I made the...
Here we go. All right, so this is... So, again, everybody's clipping me. Everybody is showing the Citizen M stuff. Citizen M says, nuh-uh, no. Actually, it is Chris who is the retard and looks ugly and stupid. And then he does this. Okay, so
Jesse, I made this one up a year ago, but Jordan Peterson, if he ever cornered me in an alley, was like, debate me, and I couldn't get out unless I debated him.
You say that. I haven't claimed that.
When he said, depends on what you mean by, and I said, do you like bananas? And he's like, bananas? I'd say, depends on what you mean by depend. And that will throw it back on him and make his brain explode.
So you're just sitting around imagining scenarios where you have to...
I'm in Canada. I could run into him.
This is the embarrassing thing where like a kid pretends he's on the talk show, pretending they have to debate internet nerds. Jesse, write this one down. If I was ever cornered by Destiny and Destiny was reading Wikipedia to me really, really fast, you know what I would do? I would say, okay, but can you read it this fast? And then I would get on my knees and I would gluck him until cool make him up. Good idea, Chris. Wow. And
why did he have a...
Yeah, go ahead.
Why did he have a rendering of Jared on that
Yeah,
video?
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Chris, is this an actual photo of you? This
Exactly.
you?
Yes, I believe.
That's what you look like? I don't know what you look like.
It does
so.
not.
Bald Jared.
I'm 4'7", 195. I'm a little tall. I'm
And
dark.
completely stoppable. Well, he did nail you. He did nail you. You look real stupid in this video. I got to be honest. I don't know.
It hurt bad. I couldn't believe it.
In the war of Citizen M versus Chris, who's the bigger loser? Vote now in chat. Hang on a second. Let's try.
Thanks, Jesse.
Who sucks harder? Question mark. Now, only vote if you saw the Citizen M thing, of course, on the Monday episode. Sit M or Chris? All right. Who sucks harder is the poll, and we will get the results of that. We're going into the Pizza Fund here soon to test our brand new Pizza Fund stream powered by InfoWars. So make sure you join that Pizza Fund if you want to help test us out and keep our lights on during this trying time. Again, we lost everything. We lost everything on the Pizza Fund. We're having to rebuild the whole thing. PodAwful.pizza.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. PodAwful.pizza.
Pizza.
PodAwful.pizza.
Yeah, the Chris pick kind of looked like if Jared and Dirk had a baby, and I would actually, agree that they probably should try and do that as well. That's something they should think about. Oh, by the way, the master and creator of the Dabbleverse, Tom Gulley, everybody.
I heard about this.
Let's talk about this before we go into the Pizza Fund. And again, I've got all sorts of stuff to cover here, but let's talk about this real quick. So if you don't know, the first guy to ever do the Dabbleverse is our good friend Thomas Gullard. And unfortunately, somebody went and checked it today. They were excited for the big show, the big Tom Gulley show, and all of his videos are gone on YouTube. And this is why I worry that maybe now I am Dabbleverse, is because like if Tom is gone, then a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. Like this space will be filled. And of course, as Tom's only begotten apprentice here on internet radio, I feel like that task comes to me. Now, last night, I was being told last night, I only caught the tail end of this. Tom Gulley is claiming he's hanging up the Spurs. He's saying he was claiming that Friday would be the final Tom Old Gulley show where he would, and then after that, that's it. And we were trying to talk him into like, hey, make it a big one. If you're going to go out with a bang. Do a big number, have all the biggest names from the Tom Gulley verse on. Me. Rumpled trench coat. So have everybody on. And then he started getting real mad. I don't know what was going on. Does anybody know why he was planning to end the show? Because I really don't get it.
He mainly just talked about how he's not getting the numbers he wants, and it's not worth his time. He doesn't make as much money. He hardly makes any money. And I always thought he did the show because he enjoyed making the show. But
yeah, I did too, because it certainly wasn't the money or the fame or the, views or the creativity, the looks. Well, I mean, you could still just do one a week or something. I mean, nobody's forcing him to do them every day. And I've given Tom all the tips on this, and I've told him a million times, listen, you can't do boomer topics and get viewers. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Except the only boomer topic you can do and get viewers is the Dabbleverse. The most boomer topic of all time, Opie and Anthony. Thinking that's still relevant ever was, by the way. Opiate and Anthony. So Tom is hanging up the Spurs. He said he's moving to a log cabin. He's going to become the Unabomber, the Unitomer. And he is, I'm not kidding. He was like, I want to live in a cabin and, come down for provisions every once in a while. He said he was going to stalk around in the woods. He wants to live up on a misty mountain in the woods, and rarely be seen by society and just be spotted every once in a while. I said, Tom, that's Bigfoot. Tom says Bigfoot's not real. I say to Tom, you're Bigfoot. You're jealous of Foot. And, he's supposedly a tall guy. We don't have proof, but he claims to be this tall guy. And I assume big feet. I think the whole thing is we have unlocked the mystery. This is bittersweet, but we might have unlocked the mystery. Anyway, if Tom is watching, and he is, then I want him to know we don't want him to go away. We love him. We want him back, and we want him to stay our friend and hang out. And I am becoming gravely concerned. And I know he's watching. So I don't want him to take this the wrong way. I'm 100% straight down the line serious when I say this, that this is a concern, and I say this from a place of peace and love, okay? I am starting to become concerned that Tom has a horrific case of BPD or possibly, bipolar, manic, depressive. He goes so hot and cold. Am I crazy about this?
We've talked about it before in the cult.
I don't remember saying
go
that
from one end to the other of the spectrum.
It's so crazy. If you're not feeling good, Tom, take a minute, rethink things, come back. Don't do anything crazy. Okay, don't go. A guy says he wants to go be alone for a while in the woods, and you're like, oh boy. By the way, right now, Citizen M and Chris are just going back and forth 50%, 50% on the who sucks hard. Oh, fuck. Chris took it for a second, and now it's back to 50-50. Oh, Chris is taking it again. 195 votes, 196 votes. Chris has 51% of the vote right now on who sucks harder.
damn.
No.
Chris, I guarantee any other chat room, and it would be a landslide for Citizen M. Whew, boy, I think they're just, people have been saying, Chris, that you've been on one lately.
Like some sort of bender, like a kratom bender?
I don't know. This is what every single person except for me in the cult says about you behind your back, though. Like whenever I show up and you're not around, what they do is they go, yeah, Chris has been on one. And I never asked to
It doesn't sound like me.
I'm not kidding. I never asked to elaborate on what that means, but that's what they say. So you guys tell him what that means.
What does that mean, actually?
Well, you guys are the ones saying it, so you tell me. I don't know.
he talks too much, I guess, is one thing people have complained about.
Okay, talks too much. So maybe that's why
He
you're getting
does
voted.
talk a lot, like very frequently interjects.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, he doesn't sound like Rick.
True.
Yeah.
That's why he's allowed in here. You know, I got to be honest. You know, I have you guys on here. I want interjecting. I want people in there. And I think the audience, because it happens so infrequently, they think I don't want that. And I feel like that's why Chris has 51% of the vote right now. It was 50-50 2 seconds ago. And now it's, oop, now you just hit 52%. Oh, back down to 51%. This is fucking neck and neck.
Neck and neck.
Back to 52, down, oop, 52. This is like a presidential race. I mean, you know, no one's ever really that much more popular than exactly this.
Right.
Anyway, I want a conversation going. These guys all sit here just silent, listening to me. I think they forget. They're like, it's the man. It's the man in his show. I'm listening to the man in his show. And then the second,
we've all been spanked publicly.
So spanked
Chris
for
has
what?
not. That's a difference.
Chris has been spanked, but spanked for what? What have you been spanked for, Lenny? Come on.
For saying dumb shit at the wrong time.
Well, that's the dumbest thing you could possibly say right now. I got to tell you. Who cares? Okay, so that doesn't. I think what really happens is in your head you go, "This is the show," and I'm listening, and you forget. I think you forget you're on, and then
I save like every third thing I say, and then the other things you don't need to say every one. You know what I mean?
Well, no, not everyone. I don't want everybody talking over, but it's a conversation. I wouldn't have you on
Discretion
here. Listen,
is a virtue.
If it's not clear, I don't give a shit what the audience thinks. And so, they all tell me get rid of these guys. And I have listened to some degree. I made it so only a certain number of people can come in, only certain people who won't overtalk. I think Chris talks just about the right amount, except for when he told me about his fantasy with Jordan Peterson. Citizen M was right. That was
a fantasy.
That was wildly embarrassing, actually, and I hated that. And it made me really, really, really sad for you. And I do worry about you now constantly.
Thank you, Jesse.
No problem. So, but listen, they're henchmen for a reason. They're here. This is the Algonquin Round Table where we're coming up with all the ideas. And, the second the show is off, by the way, we all go back into the main Discord voice channel and everybody's fucking talking. And all the people who are silent the whole show, where I'm like literally turning to the Discord and going, what do you guys think? And it's just crickets. Now it's everybody's, they're saying the funniest things ever. See, everybody hates you guys because that doesn't get the show. Everybody hates you guys because they've never heard you say anything funny because you're like, you clam up on the show. And then we go to the voice chat and I'm like, these guys are funny. This rules. Anyway, it's not your job. You don't have to do this, but you do. And actually, I am starting. You might be fired. Guys, you are on the chopping block, just to be clear.
Which ones of us?
Everyone. Canned Ass wants to say something about this. Canned Ass. Hi, Candace.
Hi. Hang on. I have to turn off the YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, no,
woman. Yuck.
You know what? I did drag her in fast. That's on me, actually. Go ahead.
I came to share my support for Chris. I'm surprised. That he's in here because I didn't hear him talking, which I have said before. And then he told me, well, what did you want? Like, he talks when no one else does. But he talks a lot. But I will say I appreciate it. I think that he contributes a lot of good things. And Citizen M does not. So
that is true.
Change your votes.
That's fair.
I would never want to hear what Citizen M has to say about anything unless I was pranking him into being on the show. So
Exactly.
that's true. I like Chris.
Thank you, Candace. That meant a lot.
I'm just gonna say it. I like Chris. I like his stupid Canadian accent. I have a soft spot for Canadians. All right, sue me. Maybe it's me. I do. I like them. Canadians seem to like PodAwful. PodAwful likes Canadians. Okay, can we get a fucking
Yes, you
Bring
can.
Chewy
Canada
back,
loves
everyone.
PodAwful, Jesse.
Oh, Canada, something blah, blah, do.
You nailed it. We'll take it.
Our
Chris, can I say just
country
take a breath?
reeks of trees Our yaks are really large, and they smell like rotting beef carcasses. Go ahead, Candace. Sorry about that.
Chris, people like you. Just
And
take a
we
breath every
have
now and
to
then.
clean up
Thank you,
after
Candace. I am
them.
yappy.
Sorry about
Big
that.
yappy.
Yeah, anyway, I agree
You're-
with you,
you're a
Candace.
cool guy.
But Candace, you
Thank you,
were,
Candace. I
in
mean that
fairness,
too.
Candace, you were one of the ones that was saying, "Wow, Chris is really on one. He's a drunk," and you were saying all these terrible behind his back.
Yeah.
You said all these really terrible things about him.
I can take him to another guy who I won't mention, but and the fact that when he's in the Discord, that's all you hear is his voice.
And then
So just take a
Candace,
breath.
and we've got Jared here as
Thank you,
well. And
Candace.
Candace, you had a sexual relationship with Jared, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Sure.
And what happened there? Well, how did that end exactly?
Oh, I just what's the word? I aped out, chimped out.
You chimped out. Yeah, you did. You chimped out. Yeah, you had a big baby freak out. Okay, no big deal, though. We love you, Candace. Thank you so much for calling in. I
Thanks.
saw
Love you,
Jex.
Candace.
Jex was in calling a second ago as well. He left. I don't know if he's doing an attempt here, but he's welcome to.
Thank God.
He better get in here
Thanks.
quick. All right,
Thanks.
Peggy, we're going to take some quick calls here. Hi, Peggy.
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to weigh in on this sort of Chris versus Citizen M thing. I got to go real quick.
Because
I gotta
Chris
refill a
is
bunch of
at
cards.
57%. So.
Oh, great. Well, that's a good place for him to be. I've never hidden my disdain and hate for Chris, but the thing is, it's very difficult to sustain that hate when he's constantly fluffing you and being nice to you and like supporting you. So it's he's hard to hate. That's all. I try really hard. And
love you
I
too,
do
brother.
hate you, but it's tough. I got to put a lot of work in. I catch myself slipping all the time.
Well, look, that
Thanks,
I mean,
Peggy.
listen, Peggy. I'm obviously you're a derisive character yourself around certain parts. So, 6 of one,
True.
half dozen of
That's
the
true.
other. That's
Does this have to do with the character known as Bex? Is that
I
the-
don't. Let's not even. No, thank you, Peggy. Thank you so much. That's enough from that. And then, despite.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here.
Of course, thank you, H2BH.
Hello.
Did you have something to add?
So, I'm calling in Team Anti-Chris, unfortunately.
Fuck me, man.
Oh,
You're
man.
killing us.
That's
Okay.
Team Pro Citizen M.
That's pro Citizen M. You are choosing M. Just to be
I
clear.
am choosing M in this case. Yes. M does not talk very much, and that is a good thing.
Well,
Not on this show, you don't.
not when you're in here. It's not. I need people talking. It's creepy sometimes. Can I be honest?
The problem is
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
go right
won't.
ahead.
No. You've got the floor. Sorry.
my initial problem with Chris is that when he has an interaction with you, it then turns into a one-on-one conversation.
Yes.
Where like he starts to laugh, and that's my.
There is a
Sorry, Chris.
thing.
It's okay. It's okay. Not for everybody.
There is a thing with certain people that I've noticed many, many times since way before Discord, throughout the years, back when we were on Google Hangouts and shit like that, where some people, despite there being multiple people all in a, voice chat, they think it's a one-on-one. It's just a me and you, and listen, but I always secretly understood that because, I'm your special character on the internet.
Yeah.
And you spend most of your time just hearing me inside your head. You put on the headphones or the earbuds, especially. That's a private. You put me in your privacies, and I'm basically part of your brain now. And now you talk like me a little bit. You say my words, my invented phrases. You start rubbing your head the way I rub mine to soothe autistically.
Yep.
And you rub your cursor over the parts of the screen that you want to touch, like Urquit. And suddenly, when I'm actually there and I can actually respond, Chris already admitted it. He had an imagination that let him talk to Jordan Peterson and have a magic secret debate where he wins. Obviously, he's had secret thoughts about conversations with just me and him, and now it's happening. And it's not just Chris; it's tons of people do that. People that we talk to, every day do that move. Despite anything else?
No, I think that covers it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Despite. And let's finally get Jex in here. Jex is going to try to do an attempt. Here we go. Ready? Go ahead, Jex.
Hey,
what's
up?
up?
I was trying to join earlier. I don't know what happened there, but
You left.
no,
You just left. You left before anybody could.
Okay. Anyway, here's my
Attempt number one. There we go.
Here are my thoughts on Chris. Earlier today, we had a bonding moment over Trailer Park Boys. I also like his voice. Yeah, he's cool in my book. Citizen M can go suck a dick, and that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, Jex. Well,
Thanks,
unfortunately, the poll
Appreciate
disagrees with you because with 56% of the vote, Chris is the one who sucks the most. Sorry, Chris.
It's okay, Jesse. Polls don't lie.
You suck the hardest. Well, listen. Hey, there are people out there that suck harder than Chris. Some of those people, by the way, are named Nick Rekieta. And we've got plenty more follow-up to Monday's episode all about that. Keanu, who defeated the Dabbleverse, by the way. And I truly marked this down, okay? Because I had a lot of people coming for me on this one, going, Jesse, I thought you hate the Dabbleverse. You're in the Dabbleverse now. You're doing Dabbleverse stuff. I thought you were going to destroy the Dabbleverse a year ago. You said the Dabbleverse would be dead. Mark my words. You are watching the death of the Dabbleverse. How do I know? Because I am the harbinger of doom. I am the herald of your destruction. Okay, I'm the Silver Surfer to the Dabbleverse's Galactus. I am the, choose the form of your destructor. I'm the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to your Gozer. And I do believe that Keanu is the one who lit that fire. I tried to get Ethan Ralph to do it. I tried to get Ethan Ralph to do my dirty work for me. Keanu came out of left field, blew it all away. I think you're watching it crumble now in real time. I do think it is happening. Mark my words. Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know. But Keanu did cover my episode. She watched my episode, me saying horrible things about her. She laughed. She said it was really funny. We're going to go over that. Angie also pulled a clip from Alex Stein. Alex Stein has joined officially the Dabbleverse. So we know he likes to talk in the same way that I have. I've dabbled and dabble. He's dabbled and dabble. But now he's officially trying to become a part of it because no one watches his shit anymore. His show is a failure. So he went, who will listen to this? Oh, I know. 50-year-olds who remember OFB and Anthony. So he's trying to trick these guys into liking him. It's not going to work. He had on Karl from what's the name of that? Well, who are these podcasts?
Who are these podcasts?
What are the odds? They call it. What are the odds of the podcast? He had on that guy. They talked about it. Angie clipped it. We're going to go over that as well. All in the Pizza Fund. Join it. PodAwful.pizza. We're testing the stream. All right. We've got a brand new way to stream in there that's, I don't know if this is even going to work. So before this happens, let me just quickly update. Looks like I'm call it. What are the odds of the podcast? He had on that guy. Live-ish. We talked about it. Angie clipped it. We're going to go over that chat as well. Doesn't look like it's working, but the stream looks like it's working. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I tried to get a chat going in there, but that looks like it's a bust, maybe. Let me see. Let me just see real quick here. On this one, is there like a conflict of...
My test came through. I did it from pizza.
Okay.
And it's showing up on YouTube.
Yeah, but I can't get the chat to come through. Anyway, we're going to be over at PodAwful.pizza. Join it. $12 level. Get immediate access to this full stream, assuming it works, over at PodAwful.pizza. See you over there. Thanks. And to all the pay cells, bye.
Sorry.
story, nigga.
I'm Tom Gulley, and you're watching Is This Live, the show
This content right here
on the PodAwful TV network.
is Pizza Fun's own.
PodAwful.pizza.
This shit is beefer. You're listening to Howdy Do with J. Crew.
PodAwful.pizza.
We got shooters in these streets.
Nigga.
Is this a cult if I ever heard one? Yes, it is. It's a cult. I mean, it's the cult of cults.